Hi loves, it's Elle and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here today. I hear you loud and clear. You guys want some more eye tutorials, so I'm actually going to do two in this video. The first one's going to be a little bit more of a natural look, and then the second one is going to be a little bit more dramatic, and they are going to be the ultimate eye look for your mask wearing days, because pretty much from here down it doesn't really matter anymore. So before we get started, hit that subscribe button, share this video with somebody you think might like it, and let's do it. Got the curls going on today. All right, so obviously I have the rest of my makeup on. We're gonna start with, and by the way, I love this lip, but if you have a mask on, skip the lip, okay? Skip the lip. Oh, I'm in the weirdest mood, good mood. So you know what? You guys told me to get the Laura Mercier Caviar eyeshadow sticks. I've tried them a long time ago. The only thing about them is their cruelty-free policy is a little hazy. So you told me you wanted me to review these. You told me you wanted to have me recreate this look that I did on Instagram, and so that's what we're doing. So I'm not quite sure where they stand. I know that they say on their website they are cruelty-free. So yeah, you can school me for sure. All right, so we're going to start off with a base, and this is in caramel. So now what we're going to do is we're going to, oh, got a little crease in here. So you want to take a light cream shadow. This is very much my kind of flesh tone color. And you want to go all the way up into the crease. These are really beautiful. And then you want to take a brush that has nothing on it, and you want to push this out into the brow bone area, because if you have an eye shape like me, we got to work with what we got, okay? And with these, you can really press a lot more pigment when you go back and forth into that crease area. Okay, that is what I did there. And then I took the other one that I have, which is a little bit more, has like a little bit of like frost to it, I guess I should say. This is in khaki. And I kind of just went on the outside here, just like this. And I just put a little dot like that. Then you take your synthetic brush. This is a very old synthetic brush from Well People. You can find it at Target. And you just want to push it up into this area right here. You see how that goes? And then you want to kick it out. Yes? Yes. If you have a larger lid, you can bring this color in a little bit more. Like this eye is bigger, so I'm going to bring this in just a touch more, just to make them look even. Aren't they pretty? Wow. Every time I wear them, I'm like, God, they're so pretty. Now, this is funny because I haven't used this brand in a long time, but this look was inspired for Merle Norman. It is their nudes, what is it called? The Knockout Nudes palette. This is their original one. I'm going to go with this flesh tone first. Just a little bit of, popping just a little bit here on the brow bone, and just a touch here in the corner of the eye. It's actually a really beautiful palette. Merle Norman is cruelty-free. Made in the United States. I've worked with them for years. Good people. I mean, you could just basically put your mask on, mascara, and call it a day. This is a good place to stop too. But if you wanted a little more drama in your life, I'm going to take the same brush. This is a Sigma E45 brush. I'm going to go into these two guys right here, this one, and pop this on the outside. We're just reinforcing some depth right here. My pressure is very, very light. And then you can take a blender brush that has nothing on it and just kind of work that out. I'm actually going to take the lightest color in here, the lightest taupe, and I am going to run it underneath my eye. This is like a daytime, I'd say, smoky eye. Like if you guys are really interested in kind of smoking those eyes up for a good Zoom call, that type of thing, this would read really, really well on like a camera or on a computer. I'm going to take this little tiny kind of like, it's a darker pink color. We're just going to pop this just ever so slightly right here. And you can keep this completely matte, which is what I'm going to do, and that's what I did for that picture. See how it just adds a touch of dimension to that over that cream? And we're setting the cream. It's going to be a really long wearing eye. And then I actually did use their eyeliner, which are so good, but I'm just using the new Milk one. And then what I did was, which is, oh, these, I just love these liners. They're so creamy. And then you take the end, it's just like the Merle Norman liners. So if you're a Merle girl, you can just use your guys's eyeliners because they're so good. And I'm just smudging this out. And for me, I have eyes that are a little closer set, and so I don't bring my eyeliner all the way in all the time. Because when you do that, it does have a tendency to close the eyes up. So I do like 3/4 of it. And you don't have to be perfect if your hand is not steady, because this little guy will smudge it out. And again, the Merle Norman eyeliners have a little smudger on them too. I mean, as simple as that. We're in a tight line. This is really where the definition comes in. Do you see it? Yeah. And I got a little sample of the Urban Decay's new mascara, so we're going to try that out. I'm hooked on the Hourglass tubing mascara, the new one. But this one is supposed to be smudge proof as well and super long wearing, no flaking. Ooh. Whoa. That is wow. I am going to use the tubing mascara on the bottom just because I don't want it all over the place, and I don't know if that mascara will do. All right, had to put those brows on. All right, so here is the first eye look for your mask. I think this eye look is so beautiful, and it's very approachable still. So this is the first look for you, and the next look I will be doing will be a little more dramatic. All right, so we're back for the second look. My skin today is like, stop doing it. I've been like washing my makeup on and off. So for the second look, it's going to be a little bit more dramatic for you guys. I did, again, this was another look from Merle Norman, so again, this is not sponsored by them. You want to know what I used, and this is what I used. So I'm using the Knockout Nudes #2 palette. Both of these palettes are so beautiful. I really enjoy them, but you can pick out your favorite. Just pick out your favorite palette that has similar colors and do this. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to start with an all over base shade. So we're going to do that. Okay, so now that that is done, we're going to go in and layer quite a few colors today. So you're going to get a real good lesson on how to layer colors and not let them get muddy. So first of all, it's quality of palette as well. But we are going to start with these two guys right here. So you can tell that this palette has a little more plummy tones in it. So we're going to start with these two. I'm actually going to add them together. We're going to start similarly how we started in the other palette. This is always a great way to start to construct an eye, is to use a transition shade. I'm sure you've heard it a million times, but in this transition area, just to start building color and to start getting you used to your eye shape. Getting your hand to do what it's supposed to do. My pressure is really, really light. I'm using a BK Beauty 207 brush just because it's dense, and then I go in with the first brush. This is the J Kissa brush from Elle. And I just blend it out. It has nothing on it, so just blending. That is going to be a really important tip for you to take away, is to make sure that you build the color and then you take a brush and you blend out the colors after you have gotten the pigmentation where it is, where you want it to be. Now remember, this eye is smaller than the other eye, so I have to leave a little more space here so that it looks more symmetrical to the other eye. And you see I'm just going back and forth motions. Again, if you guys have watched any of my brush tutorial videos or eye tutorial videos, I make sure that you guys really know to keep the brush sizes small, because if you start to use bigger brushes that are bigger than the section of your eye, your pigmentation is going to go all over the place, and that's when we get a really muddy color. So isn't that beautiful? Such a great color. And now that we're right here, we're going to still go back into those same two colors, and we're going to pull them underneath the eye. And then when I do that, I take my brush with nothing on it and I start to blend that in. And again, for my eye shape, I've done a tutorial on this, how you can make your eyes look more symmetrical. I just have to drop this down a little bit more than this one. So if you have eyes like me, don't get frustrated. It's going to take a little bit of practice, but you are going to have to adjust the spacing and where you place your colors so that your eyes do look more symmetrical if that's what you want. All right, so now we're gonna build a little bit of more depth. I'm actually gonna take this kind of light pinky color. It's almost like a baby pink. And I just wanna bring a little bit of light right here. See where that is? Just a touch. Blend that out. So I'm not using white, I'm using just a touch of that pinkier color. And this way it helps break up those colors a little bit if you happen to kind of go too far in. I am going to build a little bit more mauve depth with this color right here. It is definitely more of a true mauve. It's a kind of a cool tone mauve. And I'm just doing these little tapping motions right where the dark color meets this kind of lighter color that we just put in. And that's how we create a little bit more optical illusion of depth. And it just adds, you know, it just adds something to the eye look. It just looks a little bit more sophisticated, a little more advanced. Now we're going to take the deepest shade in this palette, which is definitely like a plum color, still on the same brush. I'm wiping my brush off in between shades, and we're going to build up depth here, just like that. And then you pull it in. Remember, you don't want to pull it out because you don't want to bring the color down on your cheekbone. You want to bring it into the eye. And now this portion can be, you know, as dark as you want it to be. So maybe, you know, this depth is more of your jam, which for me it is. I don't love a really aggressive smoky eye. And that's pretty much it. I did take my finger into a champagne color. I'm sure we all have a palette that has all of these colors into it. Taking my finger and giving it a little bit of dimension. Most of the shades like this that are kind of sparkly or satin, I always use my finger. It's just more control. And the colors seem to come out a little bit better. All right, so for finishing touches, we're gonna go in with an eyeliner. Very similar to the last look we did. We're gonna be using the same eyeliner, but we wanna build a little bit more depth in the wing. So you see I'm kind of being messy, and then I'm gonna kick this out ever so gently. And then I'm gonna go back in with a smudger. You can use a brush if you don't have a smudger on the end of your eyeliner. And I'm leaving this a little bit more defined rather than the other look we just did. And again, I make this eyeliner a little bit bigger and this eyeliner a little smaller to even everything out. I'm telling you, having kind of lopsided eyes like I do, it's a little bit of a challenge, and it takes a little bit longer. But man, once you master it, you're good. I am going to tight line up here. So before we basically call this eye look done, we're gonna go into the darkest shade here, and we're actually going on an angled brush. This is a very old Makeup Forever brush. I don't throw brushes out. This is not cruelty-free, just FYI. Pick your favorite cruelty-free angled brush. I'm just gonna connect this outside wing on the bottom lash line just ever so delicately. All right, so here's the eye look without mascara. The mascara is where it really comes together. In the tutorial that I did Wicked Lash Mascara from Merle Norman, but today we're gonna be using my new obsession by Urban Decay. So I'll be right back. All right, so nowadays mascara, eye makeup is where it's at. This is what it looks like. I just love this look. It's definitely a eye-catching look. Really great for honestly any time of the day, but it's definitely more of like a nighttime eye. But look how great it looks. I mean, does anything look great with a mask? But this is how it looks like. Does anyone else flip their earrings through their mask? So here we are. Mask look 2 complete. All right, so I hope you enjoyed these 2 fairly quick looks. They are definitely doable. I mean, let's all embrace what's happening nowadays and play up our eyes. We can forget the lipstick for at least a little while. So tell me your tricks for wearing masks, and are you guys super now into eyeshadow and making your eyes pop so that there is something kind of fun about the look when you do have your mask on. And yeah, so that's it. Thank you all so much for being here. I love you all so, so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Lots of love from me to you. Bye, loves. If you stay to the end, squad, if you're wondering what these are, that might say #Elle squad. Keep an eye out for this.